it's Adrian Brown from DaVita Serve and welcome back to my Wednesday Facebook Lives here. So over the past 12 weeks, I've really been following a theme which has been about how do you build the necessary foundations in your business to help you grow. And those necessary foundations are really important in all areas of business. But at this time of summer, when we've really got lots of other things distracting us from our work, and this year we had the addition of the World Cup, so there was lots of stuff going on. It's really difficult to hold it all together if you haven't got those foundations fully in place. And you know, the symptoms of when those foundations are missing are things like, well, you have a lack of clarity, you're not quite sure what you should be doing or when you should be doing it. You may have a lack of confidence in some of your systems, in your people, in your processes, and you might not be certain about how to go to a particular bit of market or how to address a particular situation or how to deal with a challenge or an opportunity that may come towards you. And in that sort of situation, you know, there are a lot of problems that can show up. So what are the sorts of things that people tend to do when that happens? Well, the first thing is there's this wonderful myth that if it's going wrong, just work harder, because I'm sure working harder will solve the problem. It's not true, unfortunately. Yeah, we have to work hard, but just working harder doesn't necessarily solve the problem. And some of the problems that we see, and I put a list of them down here, is like, you know, we get poor performance. We get not enough customers maybe coming through our door. We might have staff leave us. We might find we can't find new replacement staff. Customer complaints, poor cash flow. You or your team can't focus because there's too many distractions around. You get easily distracted. You can't find the one thing that's going to fix your business. You get more stressed. You don't take time off. That's absolutely vital. You know, people go on holiday, and that's the reason today it's called Beat the Holiday, the post-holiday blues forever, is people go on holiday, when they come back, they feel worse. You know, it's like, oh my God, I've been on holiday, come back and I feel worse. Why did I take a holiday? And then they feel guilty about taking the holiday. And whilst they're on holiday, they feel guilty about being on holiday because they should be at work. And that work hard ethic just doesn't work. And then you find that you end up doing everything. So you're doing the stuff that other people should be doing and you can't get people to perform properly. And you know, the list just goes on and on and on. And these problems are there in every business. But actually, in the summer period, it's exaggerated because you get this natural period of the year when people slow down because there's lots of loaded distractions called sunshine, the beach, whatever it may be outside. So if that's what's going on, what are the things that you can do? Well, when we talked about the last dog days of summer, you know, with Jane a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about the American Express survey that actually put together some of the results. And so there was a 120% increase in people looking for new jobs during this summer period. So they're at work, all those things are going on, the lack of clarity, lack of confidence, lack of certainty is going on, and they're thinking, well, maybe this isn't the right job, so I'll look for another job. Or they'll be online thinking about the next holiday, or they'll be doing something that isn't about being productive at work. Then we had the 10% drop of attendance. You know, lack of attendance at work increases in the summer. People have hangovers, people have sleep in or whatever, just need to get to the beach, so they have a sick day. And then it's the 20% reduction in productivity. Now, if you think about a 20% reduction in productivity, that is a massive task to get back up from that afterwards. You have to really push hard to refocus everybody and get people moving forward. So the drop in focus can be a real problem. And when we look at it and we really understand, well, what's missing in the business that if it was there, we could probably do something about? Well, really, I think there's four things that are going on here. The first thing is a lack of clarity. People are not clear what it is the business is trying to achieve. They're not clear how they can contribute. They're not clear what their role contributes to the business or how it interacts with other people. So things get dropped, things get put down. People don't realise how important they are. The systems and processes can also be a problem because people aren't using the systems, maybe not physical systems like your booking system. They're not saying the right things to the guests. They're not behaving properly. They're not saying the right things to the customer on the phone, on the customer service desk. They're not greeting your customers as they walk into the business well. Reception isn't thinking about other things that they could do for the customer. Your accounts team are a bit slow putting the bills out. All these little things may be small changes. They're not behaving in the way you want them to behave, but they can all have an additional impact and a compounding impact on your business. There's no clear path for your customers. So it's all right going out and trying to get new customers in, but is there a clear path for your customers to follow to become your paying customers, to become your customers and your clients and your fans? Or is it difficult for them? Are you putting too many barriers in the way for them so that they've got to jump through lots of hoops to get to you? And if people aren't performing quite as well, then that can be exacerbated as well, because the person that should have caught that ball and moved it onto the next thing didn't, so that customer gets left out, gets dropped, and so they get a bad experience of your business, and that's another reason why the performance drops. And then it all comes down to the leadership issue, and not just your personal leadership of your business, but the leadership of the individuals in your business, how they're working, leading the customers, how they're leading each other, how they're interacting with each other. And you need the leadership to be at a level that can sustain the growth, sustain the performance of your business, sustain how you actually work. And if you're not able to provide that leadership, or your team through the organization isn't able to provide that leadership, then it compounds the problems further. So all of those problems start to show up even worse, and your customer experience becomes worse, and your performance drops further, and your customer experience becomes worse, and your performance drops further, and it can be a downward spiral. So you get to the end of the summer period when you're expecting everyone to come back to work full of energy and vim and ready to go, but actually they're not. They're suddenly overwhelmed with this problem and this challenge, and there's a lot of disasters. You think, oh, do I really need to do that? So what's the solution? Well, how do you get unstuck from that situation and build the right foundations that allow you to be driving your business even through this summer period and getting the results you want? And some fantastic statistics, because or experiences and things that have happened brilliantly this year. There's a company, I've forgotten the name of it right now, but I will find out about it, that decided to do a 4-day week through the summer. So they stopped work on Fridays, except where there were customer relevant issues. So people were working a 4-day week. Guess what? Their performance went up. So they were working less time, less days of the week, but their performance went up. And actually what they implemented was a 4-10 instead of a 5-8. Instead of 5 8-hour days, they implemented 4 10-hour days. Now, in reality, how many types of businesses have people working in offices beyond the normal 9 to 5 is quite a lot. So actually a 4 10-hour day isn't really that bad a thing. It's still 40 hours a week. But what it meant is there was Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And people were encouraged to be off, as in not at the office, not at work at home, really off, enjoying their time with their family, friends, doing things. So how do you encourage people to work harder when they're at the office and take the time off when they're not at the office, but really take the time off and don't be answering emails at 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever it may be people do? How do you put that in place? Well, basically what you need to do is you need to put in the foundations of purpose, of behavior, of journey and leadership, that's customer journey and leadership, and have a really clear plan to execute them. Because if you have that in place, you can implement a 4-day week, you can implement early starts, late leaves, you can implement changes and fluctuations that support your staff in being able to work really hard when they're at the office, and they can get the hell out of there and enjoy the summer when they're not at the office. But you could do that all year round. Here's the thing then. So what could you have to do to make that happen? Well, I've put together a 5-week process, which we're going to start in August, and it's going to run through to September. And each week we're going to meet for up to 3.5 hours in a local business meeting area in Borden in Hampshire, which is a fantastic place called the Signal Business Hub. And when we get there, we're going to spend the first week really getting clear about your business purpose, the vision, the values you have for your business, and the framework that your business is, so that it's clear for your staff, for your customers, for everybody to work through. The second week, we're going to take that a stage further and set the rules of the game. What I mean by that is describe how you want your team to behave so it's really clear. I've just been doing this with a client. And when you do this, you set the rules of behavior so that you can actually say to a person, did you follow this rule today? And the answer is yes, no. And when you get a yes, no answer, then as a manager or a leader, it's really easy to ask the next question was, okay, if it's a no, what was missing? What could you do to improve it? And in the third week, we're going to outline your customer journey. Now, you may have multiple customers. So in the third week, we're going to do quite a bit of work on really understanding who your different customer avatars are, because they're going to have a different journey to each other. You're going to have to deal with them differently. And if you're not aware of that, and you're not aware of their differences and the subtle differences, then you're going to make it difficult for some of them to be your customer. And in the fourth week, we're going to really work out how you need to be the leader of your business. Who do you have to be? How do you have to behave? What do you have to do? What are the things, the processes you need to focus on that's really going to enhance your leadership so that you become the really effective leader your business needs? And in week 5, we're going to build the plan. What is the plan that's going to put those foundations, those new foundations in your business so that you can sustain that performance ongoing and continue to grow your business going forward? Now, this is a 5-week program, 5 afternoons. The provisional time we're setting for this is from 2 till 6. And as I said, at Borden Signal Hub, which is a fantastic building, we've got a great meeting room there and lots of lovely coffee and food and things like that to enjoy as well with that as well. And what I'm charging is £497 plus VAT. And you can pay £100 a week, that's the £500, or you can pay £497 up front. But you have to pay before the event happens. And if you are interested in that, you'd like to find out more about it, all you have to do is very simple. You can either direct message me or send me an email to say, please, can I be in? And I'll get on the phone, sort it out and set you up and get in there. Places are going to be limited. It's going to be a small, intimate group because I can't do this work with too large a group because I really need to work individually with each person. I've been doing this for a number of years now, and it's a really powerful way of getting you to really understand the levers and dials of your business so that you can work on improving the performance at any situation, given any circumstance. It really puts you in charge of the results in your business, the results that you want to have that are going to give you the lifestyle you desire and the lifestyle you want. So if you are interested, please just direct message me or send me an email at adrian@tobeserved.com, the usual email address, and I will get back to you straight away and we'll get you booked into the course. And as I said, places are going to be limited and we'll be starting on the 5th of August right the way through till the middle of September. Those are provisional dates. We may move it a bit depending on people's availability, but it's 5 weeks in a course doing that really to make your business move, all for £497 plus VAT. I look forward to seeing you on the program. It will be really good fun and it will really turn your business around. Bye for now.